everybody. Welcome into Talking Fitchburg on this Friday, December 17th, 2021. I'm Jeremy Crosby. Hope you had a wonderful day. Glad you're tuning in with us this evening for Talking Fitchburg. We got a jam-packed show for you. All this week, we've been busy. And we've got some great stuff coming up. We'll check in with the Better Business Bureau on holiday exchanges. Definitely want to know how you can return things, exchange things, and you really want to think of that ahead of time before buying presents. So if you're a last-minute shopper or you're just concerned about doing that exchanges, we'll have some information for you there. Plus, we'll check in with Kimberly at the Fitchburg Star. She'll have our council update coming up as we close out the year. But first, let's start with some headlines and the Holiday Light Tour. It's finally here. Well, Saturday, but it's close enough. It's this Saturday, tomorrow, 6 to 9 p.m. Head on out, join your friends and family and your neighbors as you tour around Fitchburg and check out all the great lights that will be twinkling. And we have the map. Andrew, roll it. There it is, the map. It's officially out there. You can check this out online. We have that posted online on Facebook and at the city's website, so you can go on. And as mentioned, Hollyhock. I almost said Hollyhock. Hollyhock Street. That's the street. That's one of many that are, it's like they're all teamed up. 2763, 2762, 58, 54, 55, 47. They're all like right. Yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. But either way, we'll see you out there 6 to 9 p.m. tomorrow night. Remember that each house that is part of the map here will have a sign in front of it, and you should vote for your favorite holiday display. That will be available after the weekend for you to vote. The winner, by the way, receives a nice gift basket from local businesses. All right, turning our attention to the Better Business Bureau on a reminder, don't share your COVID-19 vaccine card on social media. That's right. Now that COVID-19 vaccination recommendations for pediatric and teen populations have been extended, and those restrictions continue to be lifted and changed, and it rolls out to more individuals around the country, BBB reminds people not to share your vaccination card on social media. Remember, even a minimal amount of self-identifying information makes you more vulnerable to identity theft and can help scammers create phony versions of the card. There have even been reports of scammers offering fake vaccine cards for sale. We've heard of these stories throughout the nation. Share your vaccine sticker on your profile frame instead. If you want to post about your vaccine, there is a safer way to do it. You can share a photo of your vaccination sticker or set a frame around your profile picture. There's lots of ways of doing it. You could just say I got vaccinated too. I don't know. That would just be the easy way. Review your security settings too. Check your security settings on social media platforms to see what you are sharing and with whom. If you are only want to share with your friends and family on post, be sure that that is set in your privacy settings and or configured to that. You're wary of answering popular social media prompts. Sharing your vaccine photo is just the latest social trend. Think twice before participating. I think you should think twice before posting anything, especially when it comes to personal information. That is not a good idea, as people can pick up on those things. And you might even not even think about it, but it said at the bottom there, those kind of come out as passwords of common things that you have in your family. So, you know, if you talk about grilling a lot, you might have grilling in your password. I don't know. I'm just theoretically saying that. That's Andrew's password, grill95. Check it out. For more information or further inquiries, it's not. Contact the Wisconsin Better Business Bureau at www.bbb.org, Wisconsin. You got the number on your screen, and you can always find out more information on the latest scams and trends. And if BBB is sharing this, that means that it's out there and people are doing it and people are getting scammed. So you need to think twice before you post. All right, that does it for our headlines. Coming up next, we're going to open up our guest segment. We're going to be talking with our friends at BBB about making those returns and exchanges. But first, starting now through the holidays, we had a chance to film some of the Fitchburg singers singing your favorite holiday classics. And we're going to go to the break with one of those songs. Listen up.
It takes all of us to slow the spread of the coronavirus. So follow guidance from authorities where you live and stay home unless absolutely necessary. Use a delivery service for essential items like food and medicine. If you must make essential trips, stay 6 feet apart from other people. Wear a cloth face covering and wash your hands for at least 20 seconds as often as possible. Visit coronavirus.gov for the latest information.
Hey, boss. Okay.
Said I'm fine.
Me to bed, see you in the morning with the frosted Superman, but it wasn't on it, and we lost it. In my head, in my head, in my head. Where you at? Underlay in my head.
Hey, son.
Hey, Bob.
You know you can talk to me.
Yeah.
We're all just trying to keep things running for those who rely on us.
Ready?
That's why we don't have time to be sick with the flu. And especially this year, no one has time to get sick. Get a flu shot for yourself and those around you too.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back into Talk to You Fitchburg. Joining today from the Better Business Bureau right here in Southern Wisconsin, our favorite BBB All-Star, Tiffany Schultz. Welcome back to the show, Tiffany, and happy holidays. How you doing?
I'm great. 'Tis the season. We're ready to get started with all of our holiday returns today.
Darn right we are, because, it is the season of returns, which actually it's going to be so unique because a lot more people are doing this stuff online. So I think there's a lot, it's not as easy as it probably could have been in the past, but you got to think about these things up front, I think, more or less before you even make the purchase. So it's kind of really, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, you probably should have always done that, but maybe because I've listened to you enough now, I know better to to check ahead. But getting in the frame of this holiday returns and exchange, where do you start?
You really need to check the return policies. Return policies are not consistent across retailers, and retailers do not need to take returns or exchanges. So really do your homework before you even click that purchase button or buy in store. You can search the return policies online. If you're buying online, you want to look at the return policy for that specific item you're purchasing, because some items, if they're on clearance, they're not going to be returnable in some cases. If you're buying in store, usually it's on the back of your receipt. It could be posted on the retailer's website, or you can even find it at the checkout. So really know what can be returned before you go ahead and purchase.
Reading through the notes here, I like this one that stands out to me. Stores are not legally required to accept exchanges or gift refunds. Are you kidding me? No, I was kidding. It's not surprising, though.
Not required, but most of them do. And a lot of the retailers have relaxed their return policies since COVID too. They are a little bit more lenient than they have been in the past. So that's something good that we're looking forward to, versus that, you had that 90 days. And if you returned on day 91, it wasn't returnable. COVID has relaxed that a little bit.
Yeah, and I would say too, some of the stores have picked up. So if you buy from like an Amazon or an eBay or something, and you have to make a return, some of the box stores are actually accepting some of those returns. So you go into their store and do some shopping. So you really got to do a lot of homework here. But there's also a lot of options on those returns. So tips to make it hassle free, getting to know the store policy. Just kind of review that. So you say you can see it at checkout, but what would be some good ways of learning more about their policies?
That's the key, to know the store policy, regardless if you're shopping online or you're shopping in store. What is your return time frame on that? Sometimes it's even printed on the receipt, the last return date that you can bring that item back. Do you need to show an ID when you return? When is it returnable? How do you return it? We're going to talk about these things throughout these next 10 minutes of, what you really need to have in order to make that return if it's returnable.
Yeah, so understanding those returns. So whether you buy it online or in store might differ from returning that product or item.
And how you can return that too. Like you had mentioned, some of the big boxes do have Amazon return sites. And if you purchase on a retailer's website, sometimes you can return it in store into that big box versus shipping it back. Again, there's some things that come along with that too. So we're going to learn more here in just a few minutes.
Darn right we are. So getting the details on the product warranty, probably a big one. And so I feel like a lot of people, maybe it's just me, you look at it like, "Ding," but probably not a good idea.
This is a big one that comes into play when you're purchasing furnitures, appliances, even small appliances. They offer a warranty, but how is that warranty? How do you get that warranty? Do you have to send the item back to the manufacturer? Is the retailer going to send it back to the manufacturer? Is somebody going to repair it to you? You want to find out who's responsible for that warranty, because sometimes it's just not as easy as returning it to the retailer.
Absolutely. And how about keeping that receipt or packaging? Is that important?
The receipt and the original packaging is extremely important. Some retailers will not accept return items without that original packaging, and some of the retailers even want the original receipt. It's always good to get a gift receipt. In most cases, a gift receipt is going to suffice. However, some retailers may want that original receipt, and in that case, you're going to need to get the gift giver involved.
Oh boy, that's probably not a good conversation to be had. Hopefully, it's some reason, good reason for that. Anyway, bring your ID. So important. You should have it anyways, but why do you need that?
Many retailers are requiring an ID to return items to prevent fraud. And in a lot of cases, retailers only allow you to return a certain value of items in a given time frame, whether it be 6 months or a year. So having your ID handy when you do go up to the counter to make that return is just going to make your return process a lot easier.
All right, attention, all of you lazy people out there like myself or procrastinators, returning these items in a timely fashion. Ding, 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 ding. I just like bells are going off right now here because you got to do that.
The week after Christmas is usually a very heavy holiday return and exchange timeframe, but you're not limited to that week that you have to return. Obviously, you want to get something that you like, or maybe you got the wrong size sweater, you need to exchange it, you want to wear that, but there's usually a return window there, and it's usually printed on the back of the receipt. Sometimes the gift receipt has the last return date on it, but keep in mind that some retailers have gotten very lenient with COVID, and they've flexed their return policies. So a return policy that used to be 90 days may now be 120 days. Do you want to wait until the very last day to return? Probably not. But there's also retailers who will accept a return way after an item has technically expired to be returned. So keep that in mind too. Just because they say you can't return it doesn't mean that they're not going to accept it when you get to the store.
Yeah, good tips there. Looking at the exchange and whether you're going to get in-store credit back or put back on the card, you got to do that research ahead of time before you come out there, because you don't want to be surprised when if you have to return those items.
It's really going to depend on what form of proof you have of purchase. Do you have a gift receipt? If you have a gift receipt, most likely you can get the return value back. They might give you a gift card back, or they might give you in-store credit, or they could give you your money back. If you have the original receipt, likely you're going to receive the full value back in the same form of payment that you paid with. So keep all of that in mind. Just because you return an item doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get cash for it. If you don't have a receipt, you very well could get the lowest sales price back too. So there's a lot of variables, and you really need to know the retailer's return policy and exchange policy before you go ahead and expect anything.
Absolutely. Tiffany, if people want to learn more about any of these tips we just talked about today, or more just great tips on safe holiday shopping, about any of the, where can they find that?
Head on over to bbb.org. We have a great holiday page with a lot of holiday tips on all types of different topics.
All right, Tiffany Schultz, Better Business Bureau, thank you so very much. I'm ready to return no, I'm just kidding. I know how to do it if I have to safely. Happy holidays to you. We'll talk to you later this month.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Check out the BBB's website for all information. And by the way, you should really check it out and do your research before you head out this holiday season. We'll take a quick break. More to come. You're watching Talking Fitchburg.
You could be spreading the coronavirus without realizing you have it. So follow guidance from authorities where you live and do your part. It's important to limit in-person interaction with anyone outside of your immediate household, but phone and video chat are safe ways to connect. It's also important to limit any social gathering. This advice applies to people of any age, including teens and younger adults. Visit coronavirus.gov for the latest information.
After you joined our family, it was like, I really do feel complete now.
Brandon met a girl on a dating app. He finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving.
She must be a keeper.
We're all just trying to keep things running for those who rely on us. That's why we don't have time to be sick with the flu.
We don't have time for delays.
We don't have time for spills.
Next.
We don't have time for setbacks. Let's be real.
Getting the flu shot
helps you fight the flu.
Get a flu shot for yourself and those around you too.
Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Joining me today from the Fitchburg Star, our star, Kimberly. Welcome back to the show. Happy holidays. Very festive in the background there.
Thank you. This is my half-done tree because I am too lazy to put up the rest of the ornaments. So,
yeah, it is only, let's see, December, mid-December, you know, we're under 10 days before Christmas, but, you know,
in my defense, the rest of the apartment has been decorated since November 14th. So I can be lazy in one spot. That's my argument. I'm sticking to
it. Well, we're happy you're here either way as we close out the year. We're checking in on. We're going to talk about a few different things. It is about our council recap, is why we have this, but we also get the opportunity today to talk other stories. And we'll start right in the Teen Center held their first open house virtual event earlier this week, and yours truly, I had to run that meeting. I never run meetings, so it gets a little scary when I'm there, but it was a great meeting, great information for a kickstart to the planning process.
Yeah, so the cool thing about the kickstart to the engagement study is that it's going to be done by 8 area teenagers, and so they range from 8th grade to 12th grade. You've got some kids from the Verona Area School District, the Oregon School District, the Madison School District, and including some other students who aren't necessarily in any of those Fitchburg area schools. We've got someone from Memorial High School and someone from East High School. So even though it's not only just Fitchburg area students, it's going to be done by also kids who can come to Fitchburg and use it as a resource as well. So they kicked that off on Tuesday night. And so the next 6 months is going to be their process of doing surveys and doing focus groups and public information sessions. And they're expecting to bring a report to the council for approval in June. So if you'd like to participate, keep an eye out for that in the next 6 months. So
yeah, and we'll let people know when the next meeting is coming up, and you can watch that meeting. We had it up on Facebook as well for other engagement, but up on the website at fitchburgwi.gov. Turning to the council meeting, Ocella Drive Apartments had an update. Tell us what you know on that front.
Yeah, so there's likely more apartments coming to the Fish Hatchery Road area. You say likely because while nothing is guaranteed, it sounds like they're moving along in the process. So we're looking at around 170-ish units coming to the East Fitchburg area, the East Fish Hatchery Road area, not East Fitchburg. But so what they'll end up doing is they'll have a partnership with the city through tax increment dollars to actually build out the road and connect to Index Road. So if you're ever driving down Index Road and you're like, man, I wish this connected to Fish Hatchery Road, you're in luck. So they'll have that road connection ready when they do this apartment complex. And this apartment complex will also have a little bit of mixed use commercial space as well. So no guarantees of what's going in there. Since we're very early in the process, but we can expect, more residential units and a little bit more commercial space. in the Fish Hatchery Road corridor. So
absolutely. And another planning project going to Carp C is the Edgewood College. I don't know, is it called the sports campus? Is it called sports campus, sports facilities?
I think, and hopefully Edgewood doesn't get mad at me if I
know
say
that's why I'm like, I should know better myself too. I wrote down Edgewood sports facility, but
I think it is a sports and environmental education complex, because a third of that land, so this is O'Brien farmland currently, and so they're looking to take about 40 acres, a parcel that's kind of square, rectangle shaped, and so they're going to take that and turn it into a sports complex. A third of that is going to have reserved wetland area kind of lining up against the Badger State Trail. So the big issue with it though is that they've had to go over a lot of hurdles and jumps to get it into the comp plan, and now they're working to get it into what is called the urban service area, which is really only an issue that cities deal with when they're annexing land from towns. Fitchburg is unique, as we know that it has rural land. So they have a few more complicated steps to get it in the urban service area. But we can expect that coming this year as it goes to Carp C to the Regional Planning Commission, and then to the DNR for approval. So once all those things kind of fall into place, then we'll see it come back to the city for more design plans and all that kind of fun stuff. So.
All right. Well, yeah, we'll keep you up to date as that moves through the process. Finally, turning our attention to a fun activity, second annual coming up, and I hope to see you out there, but probably not. The Fitchburg. I'm kidding. I don't know if you'll be out there. I'm going to be out there with my kiddos, but I'm also filming the story. We got the light show is back, the holiday light extravaganza. That's what I wish they would call it, because some people like go total crazy. Way better than your tree back there, young lady. Oh, I called you out. I just called you
out. What is that, Jeremy? You got so into your insult, but you didn't tell us when it was or what time it is.
Oh my gosh, if you watch Talking Fitchburg as much as I do, I have done nothing but talk about this event coming up on Saturday, December 18th, 6 to 9 p.m. Over 40. I'm giving you the insight. 40 plus people have decorated the house. I saw the map today. It's looking good.
I was gonna say, is it not an interactive map so that you can pull it up and you know where to go? So
it is a little different mapping this year to make it a little bit easier. We tried to, you try different mapping things, find out what works, but we got some feedback. And I say I'm not even on this project, but I promote it. So.
Well, I do love Christmas. It is my holiday, with me being a very close to Christmas baby. So you will probably see me out there. We need a little bit of cheer and happiness this year since I turned 26 and lose my health insurance. So hopefully the Christmas lights can just replace that for me. It's really sad.
I'm keeping myself muted because I'm over here just laughing. I cannot believe you just dated yours. Unbelievable. Well, we just threw the professionalism right out the door here.
We usually do.
Oh man. Well, I hope to see you out there for it. It's a really great event, and my son is saying it's a great event too. So either way, if people do want to learn more about about what you're doing with the paper plus the online version, where can they find you?
Yeah, we are at fitchburgstar.com. And I feel like I've given this reminder a few times. But if you have a bookmark for the Fitchburg Star that you haven't used in a few months and you think it's still active, I would encourage you to go and redo it. We have a new website, new-ish website, I guess. The layout is a little bit different than what it used to look like. So if you haven't been to our website in a while, it's fitchburgstar.com. If you have the old website, the old URL, you can get to it too, but fitchburgstar.com is the best way to read articles and stay up to date on the news. We publish online more than once a month. So
yep, it's good. Keeps you up to date on what's happening out there, and you're all doing some great work. Hey, Kimberly, thank you so much for helping us out all year long. These go by so quickly, but we certainly appreciate the time, and certainly love kidding around with you on this show. I mean, the segment, it's a lot of fun. So I think if you and I did some type of talk show, I don't know that we would have really accomplished anything, but the insults and that sort of, I mean, you'd be laughing all the way to the bank. That's the way I would feel.
Probably. I mean, let's run it by city staff, see what they think. So
well, this is my next career. Yeah, it won't happen here on TF. So either way, have a great holiday season, and we'll look forward to having you back next year for some more updates.
Absolutely. See you in 2022.
You bet. Only time you can say that. All right. We'll take a quick break. More to come. You're watching Talking Fitchburg.
See on page 4 that the projections need to be blood. Next Thursday?
Seriously? Thursday? Can't do that.
This is really inconvenient.
I have yoga that day.
I have no time for this.
So.
I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
Severe weather can strike anytime, anywhere, but there's a simple way to stay safe. Hey, Jim Cantore here. I stay safe in dangerous weather by planning ahead. You can stay safe too with a few easy steps. Build an inexpensive kit with supplies for your family's needs. Write down important information like phone numbers and medications. Always talk with your family and remember any pets in your planning. Be ready, be safe. Start your plan today at ready.gov/plan.
If you love them enough to suck the snot out of their nose at 4 a.m., then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg, wrapping up the show for today. I want to thank Tiffany Schultz from Better Business Bureau and Kimberly from the Fitchburg Star helping us out all this year. We appreciate their time and helping share great information. And all the guests this year, we certainly appreciate your help. As we wrap up here, quickly, we're going to look at where you can find us this weekend. Check us out on Facebook, YouTube, and of course, on our cable outlets. And as we close out the show today, we're going to close out with another song from the Fitchburg Senior Center Singers. Take a look.
Are you listening?